Hello dear students, today we will talk about greenhouse effect and global warming. The term greenhouse effect was introduced by G. Fourier, and this is also called as atmospheric effect or carbon dioxide effect. Greenhouse effect refers to the process of progressive warming up of Earth's surface through the blanketing of anthropogenic carbon dioxide in atmosphere. This means that as the concentration of carbon dioxide in the atmosphere rises, the temperature of the Earth's surface increases. This effect we call as greenhouse effect. Let's have a look at what Botkin and Keller says. According to Botkin and Keller, the Earth's surface is covered by a glass window. This glass window does not allow radiations of lower energy or longer wavelengths to pass through, which means the window is opaque to longer wavelengths, as per the equation. However, radiations of shorter wavelengths means higher energy can pass through the window. As the radiation reflects from the Earth's surface, the energy gets somehow dissipated, and the reflected radiation will have a lower energy or longer wavelengths. As this longer wavelength radiation cannot penetrate through the glass window, so it remains within the glass window, thereby keeps the greenhouse warm. This warming of the greenhouse allows to develop a condition similar to what is in springs, thereby leading to the growth of vegetation. Since the temperature is enough to grow vegetation in winters, so that's why the term greenhouse has been used. Analogous to this, the Earth's surface is surrounded by the blanket of gases, especially carbon dioxide and water vapors. These gases being IR active, so the radiation emitted from the Earth's surface possesses longer wavelengths. As the energy somehow gets dissipated, so these molecules then absorb such radiations from the Earth's surface, and this radiation is then emitted back as heat to cause heating effect, thereby raising the temperature of atmosphere. This is what is called as greenhouse effect, and the gases which are responsible for causing greenhouse effect are known as greenhouse gases. Now, what can be these gases that lead to greenhouse effect? So we say all those gases which absorb in the thermal IR region, that's from 0.75 micrometers to 15 micrometer wavelengths, will be responsible for greenhouse effect. This is possible only if gases develop dipole during vibrations. Then only they become IR active. For example, we have carbon dioxide and water vapors, which are important as greenhouse gases, though carbon dioxide being linear with zero dipole moment, but it develops dipole as it asymmetrically vibrates. We have other gases which are in trace amounts like methane, dinitrogen oxide, chlorofluorocarbons, etc. These gas molecules absorb in different IR thermal regions as shown in the table. We have carbon dioxide. It absorbs 15 micrometer wavelength radiation and 4.26 micrometer wavelength radiation on account of angle bending and stretching. Similarly for the rest of the gases. Now, if the concentration of these gases increases to a greater extent in atmosphere, it leads to the extensive heating that result into a phenomena known as global warming. Now, what are the consequences of such greenhouse effect or global warming? Before talking about that, let's look at the different sources of these gases which are radioactive. So we have the sources of greenhouse gases. The first source is the fossil fuel, coal, oil and natural gas burning, as you see from industries, factories. We have automobile and aeroplane emissions, which are the sources of carbon dioxide and other gases. Coolants in refrigerators and ACs release chlorofluorocarbons. Then you have forest fires and deforestation. These are also the source of carbon dioxide molecules. If you grow paddy and raise livestock, then they become the source of methane gas. So these are some of the sources where from you have higher concentrations of carbon dioxide and other gases in the atmosphere. Now, what effect or what are the consequences greenhouse effect or global warming have on us? The major consequence of the greenhouse effect or global warming is the temperature effect. It has two aspects. Number one is, if the temperature is raised by 2 to 4 degrees, then it causes melting of glaciers and ice caps that can lead to flooding. It can cause submerging of islands and continents, making land inhabitable. And the second aspect is that it can have a climate change, due to which winters will become shorter, Earth's ice cover shrinks, warming waters will affect aquatic life. Not only this, it also gives a positive feedback, which is in the sense that as the temperature rises, waters become warmer and there occurs more evaporation, due to which there occurs more concentration of water vapors in the atmosphere that can lead to enhanced greenhouse effect, or we can say global warming. That's called as positive feedback. And then mosquito-borne diseases comes in that can cause malaria, dengue, fever, etc. Now there's a little bit of smile on us because we can have preventive measures or remedial measures. That is by reducing consumption of fossil fuels, use of catalytic converters in vehicles can reduce emissions, and we can enhance afforestation. Growing more and more plants can lead to the consumption of carbon dioxide from atmosphere. We can use solar energy instead of conventional sources of energy. So this was all about the greenhouse effect and global warming. I hope you understand it. Thank you.